I just made a purchase over the weekend that I'm super excited about, and I believe will help me as a graphic designer, as a web designer, to progress in my career. And it is the new iPad Air 2020. More specifically, this is the 4th generation. The model that I got is the 64 gig, the space gray, and I believe this is a 10.9 or 11 inch. I'm not exactly sure the size dimensions, but I'm super excited to use it. I've been playing around with it over the weekend, been using all these apps like drawing and setting up all my organization tools with it. It is wicked fast. It is just so fast. I chose to buy this. Now for a long time, I've actually been trying to figure out if I want to buy the iPad Pro, which I believe comes in at about $799, with the iPad Air starting out at $599. And I was actually super close to buying the iPad Pro, but then they came out with the iPad Air, and I thought, I'm still kind of a beginner in the iPad world. I don't really use it as much. I'm more of a laptop guy. And so I said, you know what, I'm gonna try it out by using the iPad Air. I've been playing around with it over the week. Justifying the decision was kind of a process. For a long time, I was battling myself, and that's kind of how I am with every single purchase. I'm like, I don't want to buy that. I don't need it. And truthfully, I don't think I need it. The business will still run. I could still be a freelance designer even without it, but I'm so excited to use it, and I think it'll help me become a better artist, become a better designer, and even become a better manager, become a better businessman, because businessman, Filipino accent coming out, a better businessman moving forward. So I wanted to tell you what I'm using it for and what apps I've installed in it that I believe can help me with my business and my graphic design career. So what were some of the reasons that I used to justify this, albeit big purchase? To me, it's pretty big. One of the things that I was really excited to use it for was sketching wireframes. As you know, I am a web designer and I design websites for a living. And whenever we start with the web design process, we start with a sitemap and then the content, just kind of meeting with the client on what's going to be the content, what's the plan moving forward for the website. And the second step right away is me getting out a piece of paper and a pencil and sketching out kind of a layout and what I think the website could look like. Now, how I usually sketch it out is with a notebook, and I have about 2 or 3 of these notebooks that I always carry around with me in my backpack. I always have a pencil or a pen for really just writing notes and sketching out wireframes, and it's honestly kind of messy. It's very disorganized. And one thing about me, when something is disorganized, I don't want to work in it. When something is kind of messy, I don't want to just write out my thoughts, because it's so hard to organize when it's just like a piece of paper. And let me show you what I have here in this notebook. As you can see, well, my daughter likes to draw on my notebook. My daughter right now is 2 years old, so she is literally drawing on everything. We always have to make sure every highlighter, every marker, every pencil has to be not within her height's reach, because if it is, all of a sudden we'll just see pencil or pen marks all over the wall or all over the notebooks, important documents, stuff like that. So as you can see, I have my notebook is so random. I have notes here, then I have like a sketch of a logo that I was looking into, and if I keep going, here we have like a sort of a layout for a website that I was looking into, that I was kind of planning out. A bunch of notes whenever I go to meetups or virtual conferences. Right now I take a lot of notes, and so that's kind of in this notebook as well. As you can see, I was these are some kind of sketches that I have, and so these wireframes are kind of everywhere, and it's unorganized. I always have a hard time looking for them and what is my latest one. But with the iPad, I could break out Notion or even Pages or whatever, all these note-taking apps like Evernote, and go ahead and sketch out some wireframes, and I can transport it over to Figma. I can keep it organized on the iPad, or I could transfer it to my computer and then have it go to Figma so I can look at it as I make the wireframe. So sketching wireframes was one of the main reasons that I wanted to get this iPad. Another main reason why I bought it was actually so I can have it with me everywhere I go, so I can stay organized while I run my business. I run a web design agency. I'm making the transition from being just a freelancer to actually having a web design agency. I work with various freelancers. I have a virtual assistant that works with me, and it's nice to not have to bring my laptop everywhere I go to organize my business, to look at, maybe plan a vision for my business going forward, take some notes, think of ideas to grow the business, or look at reports or like analytics, finances, and what's going on with my business. And one of the apps that helped me organize that is actually the app which is Notion. Now, I love Notion. If you watch any of these personal YouTube channels or YouTubers that are using it a lot, tech reviewers are using it a lot, graphic designers are huge into Notion. And let me tell you this, my whole life revolves around Notion. And Notion is one of the first apps I downloaded when I got this iPad, even before YouTube, because I wanted to use it in organizing right away. See, as you can see here, I have my home page, which has like my to-do list for the week and all the things I have to do, all of the ongoing projects that I have going on. And my whole life revolves around this. And by the way, if you're interested in how I use Notion to organize my life, my business, my social media, let me know. Put it down in the comments below if you're interested in that. And my team is incorporated into Notion as well. I could share certain Notion documents to a freelancer, to a fellow web designer or web developer, or my virtual assistant. My virtual assistant has access to like a ton of my Notion documents, so that she helps me organize that. As you can see, I also have like the notes for this video. And also, as far as organization, it's nice to just, write out your thoughts. It's nice to sit down and maybe on the couch, instead of typing away in a laptop, just taking out the Apple Pencil. By the way, of course, I had to buy an Apple Pencil. And just write out any thoughts, any vision for the future, what are my goals moving forward, and just take some time to reflect. I believe the iPad can help me in that area, especially in personal development and business management. And another reason why I was so excited to buy it is because I really wanted to start drawing again. As a kid growing up, I always doodled and I always would draw during class. Sorry to all my teachers, but I would always draw in class, draw cartoons and caricatures. In fact, I had this comic called Super Dork because growing up in high school, I feel like I didn't fit in and I was kind of not one of the popular kids. So I would I drew a cartoon named Super Dork, and his main enemy was Mr. Cool. I had a whole comic strip. Mr. Cool was, his powers were like ice, because he was cool, right? He was a cool kid. And I drew like a whole comic with that on a piece of paper. I think my mom still probably has it somewhere. Now you might look at me and be like, oh, whoa, you need an iPad just to draw? Oh, boo-hoo, get a piece of paper and a pencil. The heck? And I know I sound spoiled, but I was really excited to get the iPad and use these apps like Procreate and Illustrator. I attended Adobe Max a couple of weeks ago, and they brought out Illustrator for the iPad and they showed how you can use it. I was so excited to try it out and play with it. So I wanted to get the iPad out. So instead of me sometimes sitting there just being on my phone or, looking up whatever is the latest news on Twitter, which is probably going to be depressing, I would like to just bring up my iPad and just kind of draw and doodle and make some illustrations and kind of, get my drawing skills back up there. And it's kind of therapeutic, right? It's nice to just sit there and draw, drink some tea, drink some coffee, and just chill and draw. But anyways, those are just some reasons why I got the new iPad Air 2020. I'm super excited to dive more into it and just customize it to my liking. And if you're interested, maybe a couple weeks from now or a month from now, on what I use on my iPad, what are the apps that I have, let me know in the comments below. But I'm super excited to dive into it. If you have any apps that you want to suggest, any apps about for organization, any apps for note-taking, I take a lot of notes, any apps for drawing, let me know in the comments below. I would totally appreciated. Anyways, that's it for today. Oh, I was about to throw it. Anyways, that's it for today. If you enjoyed that type of content, let me know by clicking the like button. That way I can kind of know if I should keep making these type of videos, and also kind of helps, you know, bump the video up in the YouTube algorithm. And please consider subscribing. We come out with content about web design and also just how you can progress in your web design career. By the way, fun fact, this video was supposed to be an unboxing. Like, I literally unboxed it in front of the camera. I recorded this whole video, but like an idiot, I had my microphone off. There was literally no sound. I was even doing the thing where I had the knife and I was kind of peeling it open so you can hear all the sounds of me unboxing it, but that was a straight up fail. There was no sound whatsoever, and just lessons learned from being a new YouTuber, which is a great lesson to learn in our ending, which is we encourage you to always keep learning from your failures, from your victories. Always keep learning. Peace. Say happy Halloween. Let's go.